so she'll be joining us as soon as she's free. Um, does anybody want to go first with the presentation, or I should go first? Please, it seems we have a full house today, so let's try to keep our presentation 10 minutes to time. Like, I will stop you once it's 10 minutes. Just give us the juice of it in 10 minutes so we can go to the next person. And then I also wanted to speak to something I've not been seeing our LinkedIn post. I've not been seeing it. I cannot enter your phone and make the post for you. Please make your post. Make your post. It's very important. It's as important as coming here to present, right? Yes, please. Who is interested in going first, or should I go first? However you choose. I don't want to go first. I want everybody to see my beautiful slides. Yeah, I really mean it when I say my slides are beautiful. I'll give it your keyboard when you see it. So who wants to go first? So, Gift, you worked alone this week, ba? Or the last week?
Yes.
Yeah. So I understand you're in a very peculiar situation. So I think I'll let you go second. So now it's between Jordan and Danny. Who wants to go first? Or we should do random choice. I can see DE and SO. Somebody's in the lobby. Yeah, who wants to go first? Guys, your mics are muted. Did I just pick somebody randomly? Okay, Jasmine is not here. I believe she'll join us soon. So Jordan, please, I see you muted your mic. I'm sure you wanted to say you go first. So please kindly just help us share your screen.
I wanted to say I need 5 minutes to just do something ready. Just 5 minutes. See, if Daniel is ready. Sorry, it was something very unexpected.
When he's presenting is
Did you hear me?
Sorry, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you now.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
It was stopping my internet. So, Bright, does it look like Tim Lane is going to be joining us? Hello, Bright, can you hear me? Mr. Brighto, can you hear me? Hello. Everybody can still hear me, right? Bright, can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
We can still hear you.
So as it is, I'm going to start my presentation first. And I know Bright's network is usually very shaky, so I usually want to present on time when the network is still here, before the network goes away. Bright, if you can hear us, please confirm in the chat that you can hear us so we can go ahead. So I'll just present first and we'll take Jordan next. Then we'll take Gift. Then we'll take Daniel. We'll be checking in Bright here as soon as Bright can hear us. Take his presentation. So I'm sharing my screen from my other device. I'll need a timer to somebody that can tell me to stop. Then please, once there's somebody in the lobby, please let them into the call. Can we see my screen, please? Please, I need your feedback. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right. Papa, tada. I imagine that you feel like going to the beach as you are looking at this nice, cute picture. I've played this and I'll put it on full screen. Why did it not change? Okay. All right. So it's right about time. This slide is not changing. Okay, it has changed now. So please, just at any point, if you can't hear me, let me know. So I'll stop at approximately 6:40. So hello everyone. My presentation today is about Mauritius's AI policy and governance landscape, and why did we choose to look into Mauritius? In the course of study of African AI policy, and looking at many countries that were being, many countries that were being mentioned in the course of the work, I realized that. Sorry, I'm trying to. It's right back on the call. Doing two things at the same time. Back to the presentation. Just wanted to confirm that Bright could still hear us. So in case you could present after me. So I found that like in study of African air policy and looking at different reports and research papers, you keep hearing Mauritius mentioned like in the background, Mauritius. But there's not so much information about the country regarding what they are doing about AI policy. So that's why we decided to just drill deeper and really examine what Mauritius is doing regarding AI policy. So Mauritius already stands out as a very cool, what's it called, tourist destination for many people. And over the decades, it has built an institution and of digital economy before it's now built its AI strategy. So like its economy has been booming gradually. It has the first national AI strategy that was created in 2018, and its economy, according to the Index of Economic Freedom by Heritage Foundation in 2025, was ranked 15th globally. So you can say that's really a big deal. I think that GDP per capita is very high. Also in Africa, it's ranked as regarding business climate and ease of doing business by World Bank. It also has a low risk as per stability for your investments and all. So like Mauritius has very strong institutions, political institutions, economic institutions, and it's a very small country. In the course of my search, I was looking at their mass. So actually, Mauritius is bigger than Singapore, but it is smaller than Lagos. Imagine a state that is smaller. No, is it smaller than Lagos? Yes, it is. It's smaller than Lagos. It's bigger than Singapore. So I kept wondering what the size of Singapore even is. Because, man, geez, they are really, really constrained by land. So Mauritius is a very, very small country. I think they have like, is it 1.5 million or 3 point something million people as their population. So they have like a very good governance. So going to the next slide, they had their Data Protection Act in 2017. In 2018, they created their AI strategy. So I read through this, their first AI strategy, and it just looks like, oh, this is what AI is about. This cool thing called AI, this is what it's about. And they wrote this AI strategy long before ChatGPT came out and all these other generators that we even know today. Like they really went into detail explaining what AI is about, what use cases it has, where it can be implemented and all. But it was not really implementation deep in the sense that everything was still in its very nascent stages, right? So the AI strategy they had that time was just quite generic. Then as of 2024 to 2025, they created an AI unit in one of their ICT ministries. Then by 2025, they created like this digital transformation blueprint from 2025 to 2029. And they now relaunched a national data strategy in January 2026 and an AI for Mauritius. So that's like a new AI strategy, like this time actually, refurbishing the national AI strategy. I think Singapore also has two variations of the national AI strategy, like two versions of it, and the FAIR guidelines, which I'll be taking us through in a bit. And if I remember correctly, Daniel had explained to us about the FAIR guidelines some time ago when we're looking at data for AI, if I remember correctly. So essentially, it stands for things regarding ethics in AI, right? Fairness, accountability, inclusiveness, and responsibility, making up the letter FAIR. So fairness speaks to ensuring that bias in high risk areas like hiring and fintech doesn't happen using AI systems. Accountability in the sense that there is clear ownership for the outputs of AI systems across different sectors. Inclusiveness in the sense that it ensures that everybody benefits from AI, and responsibility to mean being transparent, being safe, and across different sectors. So that's like a summary of this FAIR framework, and they really imbibed it in the new AI for Mauritius strategy. So I was really thinking like the country was sort of a big deal as they kept mentioning it, in the research papers. So one mistake, or is it mistake now? What I now found is that part of the research papers where I found out about Mauritius, were written a bit before many other bigger African countries started creating national AI strategies. So let's say as at 2020, if you were looking for countries that were AI ready, then Mauritius would have stood out on your list because it was literally probably the only maybe 4 or 5 countries that had the national AI strategy at that point, if it was not the only country, in fact. So just to diverge a bit, Bright, please, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I can. I can see.
All right. All right. I just wanted to be sure as I could not get feedback from him initially. So going to the other sides of it, you can see this very nice, I think this is Radisson Blue Hotel or something. So yeah, Mauritius, just to keep your eyes engaged as I continue my presentation. So there's something called like sequencing, like a sequence of data governance, of AI governance in Mauritius, which means that they dealt with data, like they had an existing strong economic base. They dealt with data protection, then they inculcated AI ethics into their national AI strategy. So Mauritius has the Data Protection Office. They have the AI unit that I alluded to in the Ministry of ICT that I mentioned earlier, which coordinates their national AI initiatives. And lastly, they have the Mauritius AI Council. So this council was proposed inside their 2018 national AI strategy, but that council is not yet. People cannot see my side. This will not change. The council is not yet in effect. I believe that you can see it on. You have to see my picture before I go ahead. Why is this slide like bumpy? Just wait for a few seconds. So, like, I put a really nice picture on the slide and I wanted you guys to see it. I don't know why it's not showing. You can't see any picture on this slide, right? Or on the side you are seeing, there's no picture on it. Let me know waste time. Let me go ahead. So I examined the different air readiness indexes. The first one was the IMF Air Preparedness Index of 2023. And if you zoom in a bit, you see Mauritius has a score of 0.53. As at then, Nigeria had a score of 0.34, and emerging markets had an average of 0.46. Then the Global Responsible AI Index, that's the index that just came out recently, the one that everybody has been shouting about. I think I did share it with you guys on the group chat, but this index was just released in 2026. And Mauritius now scores regionally, as per in Africa, it now scores 15th position. Yeah, it scores on the 15th position. And Nigeria is actually first on this index. So can you now see how the tables have turned? How Mauritius, that used to be the first, like one of the first in Africa, how it's now 15th position. And then other countries have now gone ahead of Mauritius. And that's basically because of the scale. And then if you look at what these indexes are reading, you realize that Mauritius is kind of behind schedule on some of those things. Please, I'm begging for like 3 more minutes. Okay, let's go ahead. Nigeria has like first position because there's more like policy documents in place, things regarding AI governance, more institutions have been put in place, and a bunch of other things to like encourage the AI ecosystem. So part of the indexes I also checked out was the Oxford Insights AI Readiness Index. And you can see part of what Mauritius scores. You can see that some of its strongest, what's it called, strongest pillars is policy vision. In the course of my research, I found that Mauritius has very limited technical capacity regarding AI, like things around compute, AI infrastructure, and the rest, but they have very strong policy. So I feel like they are just positioning themselves. You know how Singapore is just a trade center. Singapore does not have any financial resources. Like they're just positioning themselves to ensure that they serve as a conduit of trade and investment and economic activity, but they are not really big on hosting AI infrastructure, so like that. So they are probably not the kind of country that will be looking to become global AI leader, but they want it to make it easy for doing business and ensure that whoever is using AI within their borders is using it ethically. So some lessons regarding the sequence of AI governance that many African states that are small like Mauritius but still want to make their mark can take lessons from is legislating data protection before scaling AI, ensuring that AI ethics are actually binding, because this AI for Mauritius framework has actually been passed by their cabinet, if I'm not wrong, and using a small sized coordinating unit like Mauritius's AI unit for making the coordination of policy more agile, and also consulting across different stakeholders, education, ministries, governments, and lastly, technical AI capacity should be prioritized. So Mauritius prioritizes AI governance or AI capacity not so much. So I've come to the end of my presentation, and let me just see if I can still show you my slide. That's the beautiful picture that it used to show since. Ah man, I really took time for that picture. That picture is HD. Why does it not want to show? Guys, this thing no one show. Oh my goodness. You know what will happen? I will on my camera on my other device. I will let me stop sharing the screen.
Wow.
You saw one nice picture. It's like one party or is it party or something? Oh, see it on the screen now. Where is it when I left it wants to show? Water and all. Yes, please. I'm open for questions. Why you guys stare at the nice picture I put on my slide? Questions, feedback, contributions, additions and subtractions.
Okay, sorry, I just have a question. Is Mauritius a country or a state? Or because the fact they are comparing them with Lagos was what I'm
That's
asking.
an interesting question. Mauritius is a country. They have a flag, but the issue they have is with the land mass and population. But it's a country. What
But they are
happens to
now
this?
small to the size of,
What do you say?
like they are now small to be compared to the size of one state in Nigeria.
Yeah. Like if you talk about Niger State, you will not even see Mauritius again because the country is also tiny. Yes, this is a nice picture I wanted to show you guys. I feel like being there right now. The landmass is very small.
And we
I
still
think
can't see,
750 kilometers square or so.
wow, we still can't see the picture, sure.
You can still see it.
Yes.
Everybody, you cannot see the picture. By force, I will send the picture to the group chat if the picture no one will.
I think I can see it.
Yeah,
On the
it's
right side of some text.
yeah, on the right side of the screen. Let me send it to the group chat so you can absorb the beauty. Very soon we'll be doing vacation to Yeah, any other questions, feedback, contributions before we go ahead? Anybody?
Sorry, I just what I got from the presentation. Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Hello. Okay,
Yes,
yeah, you
yes,
said
yes.
they had their AI strategy in 2018. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, you did.
2018.
Yes.
Like I thought like AI move started around late 2022. How come they are able to they have their strategy?
Why did not
But,
start in 2022? It's you that just heard about
like,
ChatGPT in 2022.
like started becoming improvements.
Like if I send you that document, like all the use cases of AI, AI in hiring, AI in fintech, AI in this, AI in that, like they have thought through all those things inside that AI strategy. Like it's like a textbook if you ask me. It was not an AI strategy. Like they even started the definition of
Okay,
artificial intelligence, something like that.
okay, I understand it. I understand it.
Yeah. Any other questions or contributions as I take my bow from my presentation? In the absence of any, so go ahead to Jordan. No, let's do Bright. Bright, can you hear me? I see your mic is unmuted. Did you want to speak?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Were you about to speak?
Yes, I wanted to. I received a call.
Well,
I wanted to say that I kind of have like, how do I put it? It's like sort of a prediction that the smaller nations would probably do well when it comes to, let's say, implementation. And you said they position themselves. That's very true. There could be new forms of, let's say, engagement around AI that could be built in some of those countries. Yes, I kind of believe so. For country like Mauritius, sometimes when it comes to, let's say, trade around AI, where major trades will go on, you might see opportunities around some of these countries, and also, let's say, um, what they call this thing, jobs. Like if their standard of education is good, you can export what they call it, human capital, right? Yes, you can export human
yeah,
capital from some
yeah.
countries. Yes, sir.
Nice. I agree with you. Yeah, are you ready to present now? You can go ahead and share your screen, please.
Sorry, is it me or
Yes,
um?
you. Before your network flies away, I can't hear you again.
Okay. All right. Let me see what I can do. Um. Oh shit! No.
Or
No.
would you rather we go to someone else and come back to you?
Uh. So sorry. I'm having challenges with my device, but I'll be coming up now.
Okay, so you know what? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. I can hear you.
Yeah, just get ready to
Okay.
present if your network is giving you issues. Okay, I can see your screen. I can see your screen.
All right.
No problem. No problem.
Okay.
So I can't see the slides yet, but it shows you are sharing your screen. Or you know what? Let me download your site and just share it from my end, and you just present. How about that? Hello, Bright, can you hear me? Hello, Bright. Hello, Bright. Are you there? Bright, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Yes,
I can
actually,
hear
let
you,
me
sir.
just on my device, and you go ahead. Just finish your phone.
1 minute, please. I hope to rectify this. 1 minute, please. Chief, hold on, sir. Yes. Yes. Don't worry. Maybe I'm done here. I'll just come to your place. It might be like in the next 2 hours. Right. Yes, sir.
It's fine now.
All right, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Ooh.
Right.
All right. Then I don't know if I'm audible enough.
Yes, you are audible. Please go ahead. Go ahead. 10 minutes sharp, please.
All right. No. All right. Okay. So this week our major focus or our main focus was data protection laws and strategies in Africa. We aim to look at how Africa has
Hello, Bright. We can no longer hear you. We are running out of time. I would have to stop this presentation now and let someone else present. So, like, once your network is put together, I will come back to you again. But I can't hear you at all. And we are really, really running out of time. Or am I the only one that can't hear you?
No, you're not the only one.
No, I can't hear him either.
So please, Jordan, can you go ahead and present? I'll come back to Bright later.
Okay, no problem. Let me share my screen.
Because we are really running out of time. Is it possible to stop someone from sharing their screen or something?
I think it's only you that can do it though. That's if it's possible. I can't do it from my end. Yes, let me try.
Yes. So I have to remove him from the call.
No, I think mine is working, but it's a different slide. I want to change it to PowerPoint and change it to my screen.
Okay, I can. Yes, I beg. Time is going. A different side I'm seeing.
I removed it. Let me change to my screen now. Still not allowing me share my screen. Okay. Okay, I can share it now. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. We can see your screen.
Okay. Good evening, all. Pardon me using images presents. Is part of what went wrong. So my presentation is going to be on the limitation of AI and the difference between AI and AGI specifically. So the AI we have currently only excels at one specific task at a time. And the most popular one we have is LLMs, which specialize in uh, language learning and language completion or guessing the next word that comes in a sentence. And when you become good at guessing because we're trained at global data, it makes it seem like intelligence. That's why it's labeled AI. While AGI adapts to any given problem and can generalize. AGI stands for artificial general intelligence. So it's more general and is not limited to a specific task. So now, how do LLMs work? First of all, they use statistical token prediction. So when you type in your prompts, it does something called tokenization, where it breaks the whole sentence into tokens. So depending on the level of your model, or the level of the model determines the number of tokens it gets from a sentence. So after it breaking it into tokens is the equivalent of human beings breaking sentences into words. But it's not the same thing when it comes to AI. So now once it breaks the sentence into tokens, it can now go to syntactic. It now goes to syntactic limitations. So now it takes the tokens, looks at its database, and looks at other similar patterns to the tokens you just saw. And once it sees those tokens, it can now match it and give you your desired output. So as you can see, in this method, it does not require it to actually understand what those tokens means. It just has to get tokens and look for similar tokens. Then can give you your outputs without having understanding. Then localized data interpolation. That's what I just explained. He has to look into his database and get something similar. It doesn't reason afresh. It's already based on human reasoning in the past. So now, okay, actually, this whole presentation is heading towards the ARC AGI test. That's the current benchmark we're using to tell if a model can pass as AGI or if it still falls under AI. So I'm actually going to be showing you some examples. But now, how do LLMs? So the ARC AGI tests are actually puzzles or games. So obviously, from my explanation, LLMs obviously can't interact with puzzles because puzzles don't have words. It's usually just images. So, okay, I hope everyone is still following and hearing me.
Yes, we're hearing you.
Yes. Okay. So, back to what I was saying. So the ARC AGI tests are puzzles. So now you have to find a way to turn the LLMs into something that can handle puzzles. That's now what we call agents scaffolds. Oh, and that's also how agents work in general. But for this case now, we're going to get our LLM core, then we code something that can interact with the puzzle. So that will be the middleman. So you can think of it as a very smart person who is disabled talking to someone who is fully able but not smart, and that person will now carry out the task. So it's like a very smart, let's say a very smart scientist. He has this solution to cancer, but he's disabled. You need somebody that is able, whether that person knows science or not, doesn't matter. That person will be interacting with the real world for him, while he just talks to the middleman. So let's say carry this test tube, precipitate this, combine them together, and the guy just does it without even understanding what's going on. So that's the kind of arrangements here. The middleman looks at the puzzle, turns the puzzle into words or codes. You can do it pixel by pixel and say here is black, here is red, here is this. Sends it back to the LLM. The LLM understands it comes up with the next step, sends it to the agents, translates it into a move, and like that, like that, like that. So let's look at the ARC AGI test. This is the leaderboard for the first ARC AGI, the ARC AGI 1. So now, on a scale of 100, the highest model is currently Gemini 3.0 at 98%. Bear in mind that all these ARC AGI, okay, let me even show you the test they did. So this is actually the puzzle. Can you guys see the puzzle?
No, we can't see it yet. We still see the leaderboard.
Okay, it's loading.
Yeah.
Please, once you see it, just talk to me.
Yeah, I can see it. Huh?
Okay, so they are paired. This is on the first side, there's two pairs. Sorry, there's one pair, then another pair, then the last pair that remains complete. So by mere looking at it, this is actually a simple puzzle. It's basically just obviously I won't tell you this, but from looking at it, you can see that the solution is just to turn the first image into a cube. So that yellow part is the response. Same for the second one, just add a yellow brick to turn it into a complete cube. Sorry, square. So the last one, I think all of us can picture the solution. So as easy as this looks, let's go back to the leaderboard. As easy as that looks, the highest score is still 98%. Bear in mind that the human score is 100%. On every puzzle I'm going to show you, the human score is 100% because the puzzles are very easy. But the highest score here is 98% by Gemini, and that's the easiest test so far. So let's go to the next test, ARC AGI 2. Can we see the test?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. This one is slightly harder, but still very
This is
easy.
the question of time. I'm enjoying it, but then time is going so small.
Okay, don't worry. There's only 3 tests. This is the second one. So let me just show the leaderboard first. It's loading. The highest in this test is 92, which is still relatively good, but bear in mind, every human clears it with 100. So now this test is very simple. The color, if you look at the top row, it's telling you what color should be for the number of holes. So yellow is 0, green is 1, blue is 2, red is 3. So it means anything with 3 holes is meant to be red. Okay. The only thing that adds complexity to this actually is, even though this green now in the solution has 2 cubes, sorry, 2 squares that are black, it is still counted as 1 hole. But that's obvious to us because the holes, when 2 holes are connected, it just becomes 1 hole. Versus when the 2 are separate, now they're counted separately. So that's what stops it from actually getting a higher score. It added a level of complexity. So the main thing we're actually here to talk about is the ARC AGI 3. Let me just put up the leaderboard. Can you guys see the leaderboard for the ARC AGI 3?
Yeah.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, as you can see, the highest score is 7.8. Not 78, 7.8%. And the cost to even get the 7.8% was $25,000. That's what's it? That's like 62.5 million naira just to get a score of 7.8%. So it's somehow like the equivalent of paying 62 million naira for somebody to get, let's say, 10 over 400 in JAM. So this is a very terrible score. So let's look at what he actually failed. So for the ARC AGI 3, you can see my screen, right? The ARC AGI 3.
Yes, bro.
Okay. So they changed it actually. They turned it into an actual game. So let's look at the game. So when you enter the game, you have first the screen is just abstract. We don't know what's happening. There's a yellow bar at the bottom, there's some red, whatever. There's one square at the top. So to know what's happening, any normal person in any game, we just press a button and see what happens. So I'm going to press the up arrow. So now that I've pressed the up arrow, a character moved. So it's safe to assume that's me. And this yellow bar at the bottom decreased. So I can also infer that that is an endurance bar. So let's fast forward. Let me move forward to the picture at the top because it somehow looks like the one at the bottom left. So I'll assume that is my goal. Okay, I reached it. The game didn't end. And the one at the bottom left flashed. So I must be doing something wrong. But there's also a character at the other side of my screen here. So let me see if going there does something. Okay, it did something. The two images flashed. That's this one and this one. And now, before they were not in the same orientation, but now they are. So it means something has changed. So let me try and go to the goal again. Okay, and that was success. So now there's a new, let me just fast forward in this course of time. There are new characters. This thing is yellow. This square here is yellow, and my bar is yellow. So I think I can assume that is endurance. So let me just run and try this level. This square is also not orientated like before. So it means I have to get to this plus. But let me get this endurance quickly before I do that. So I get the endurance and I quickly rush to change the orientation. Okay, the orientation changed, but it's not the same. So I have to see if hitting it again changes it again. Okay, it does. So let me just touch it one more time. Okay. Okay, so now we have to raise to click on the square tile to succeed in this level. Okay, as you can see, yes, we're rounding up. We're rounding up. So now I ran out of endurance so I could make it to the tile.
I like this your game, oh.
Thank you. So it means now the better solution is to come here. Let me just use my mouse. Come here, then come here, turn it, get this endurance, come here, get this endurance, then win. So no need to show that one. Now let me show you how, which model will I use? Okay, the list is not here. Okay, I can't find the list, but for time, I already have the presentation. So can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. The highest score here was 7.8%. But because of time, let me just show the model that got 1.4%. See it here. This one got 1.4. So let's see the mistake he made. Let me just put this on 2x speed and play it for us. So as you can see, this one figured this part out very well. But now, the place we failed just recently, you can't figure out how to solve it. It's just repeatedly going back and forth. It doesn't actually turn. Wait, let me just pause here. It doesn't turn this thing fully. Because in the last round, we only press and he unlocked it for us. But it can't just seem to figure that out. So it just clicks it once, runs back here, and just goes over that repeatedly. So that's actually the end of my presentation. Hello, am I? Can you guys still hear me?
Yes,
sir.
Okay, so that's the end of my presentation.
Wow.
I just needed to show you. So us, you can assume humans, okay, it's also safe to assume we got 100 here actually. So you can see the gap. So AGI is meant to be the human form of robotics or computers. But CI is failing here. And I promise you, any 8-year-old that knows how to use a device will eventually solve this puzzle. But this AI just repeatedly fails it. And the 7.8 model is not far from this. So when every time someone mentions AGI or the capabilities of our current AI, we're actually very limited. There are still very high limits. So I just wanted to show you guys the goal for AGI. When we successfully get AGI, we should be able to complete this. But none of our current models, even the best of the best, can actually go as far as completing this puzzle. So thank you.
Wow.
Any
The floor is
questions?
open. Anyway, I want to see your slides again as people are asking their questions. So just take me back to the slides and just slide through them slowly. Yes, please, you can start giving your questions. Questions, contributions, feedback. Just submit your mic and talk. Jordan, have you uploaded your slides to the drive?
No, something went wrong with the slides. That's why they're appearing as images, actually.
Okay, it's all right. Whatever you have, please just still upload it there so we can check it later. All right.
Okay.
All right. Yes, guys, please unmute your mic, share your thoughts as we prepare for the next presentation. Please let's be fast so we can finish on time.
Okay. Hello. Good evening. I want to ask a philosophical question. Can you guys hear me?
Clearly.
Yes, can hear you.
Okay, so do you think it's fair to compare AI and to compare human beings and current AI? Because even though it might look like human beings are just smarter, a lot of people have already been exposed to playing puzzle games and they've already been trained on these things. But an AI is just like a neural network starting from scratch to try and figure out how all this stuff works. So it's really like a newborn. It's like a coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb kind of situation. So I wanted to ask if it's fair to compare and say that AI isn't smart enough because they can't do stuff that we've been trained to do in the background our whole lives. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good question. But don't think as this puzzle as strictly a puzzle. You can think of it as any hiccup or hurdle you hit in life. Like maybe you come across a very wide gutter, you see a wooden plank, and now you're reasoning, how do I get across this gutter? But if you fixate on getting across the gutter, it seems impossible. But anybody with AGI level intelligence will simply carry the plank and put it the across the waterway and cross. That's also a form of general intelligence. And you must not be crossing gutter regularly to know there is a solution. And back to the puzzle itself. Everyone's first time. Don't put it in mind as this is a one-time test. You are repeatedly allowed to actually test. The only thing you cannot do is carry over memory. So it means every time you're testing the puzzle, you can learn from the puzzle, but you can't just cram it because cramming defeats the purpose. So I want to assume the first time you played a game, it's not as if you watched someone play the game. You played it for the first time. Maybe the first level was very easy. The second one was slightly harder before you hit a hiccup in level 3. But after repeated playing, you are still able to figure it out without going outside to learn something new. Everything you learned was based on your experience with that level alone. Nobody needed to come and teach you. The highest you would get is maybe a hint, but the hint doesn't really solve it. You still have to apply thinking or intelligence to the problem. So basically, the point of these puzzles, it actually perfectly simulates human interaction. Yes, we have experience playing other games, but that doesn't really, should I say, cripple or give us an advantage. Because at the end of the day, if you give someone who hasn't played the game before and you explained the concept of a game to them, they should also be able to solve this, even if it takes slightly longer, but it's also be easy to them. So thank you. I don't know if I answered your question.
Yes, you have answered my question.
All right, Bright. Gift. I saw your hand raised before, please. Whoever is here, please unmute your mic.
Okay, can you hear me? Good evening. Oh.
Yeah, we can hear you. We
Hello.
can hear you. We can.
Okay, yeah, that was a very nice presentation. And by the way, I was very lost. Like, when I mean by lost, like, I did not really understand most of the things that you were saying. Not because you didn't explain, but it was too complex for me. So, I will just say that if there is a way, I don't know, but shall probably on the slide, yeah, if you will make like a document or something, yeah, available for someone like us that did not even like. I got some, but for most part, I was not really following. Not because I was not following, but because I was just ignorant of a lot of things. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. That
Okay, no problem. I'll make a document available. But what part don't you understand? Is it the explanations in this slide? Did you hear me?
I can hear you. Gift, can you
Okay, I
hear me?
think. Okay, I
Hello,
think
Jordan.
Gift
Can you hear
is.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think
Yeah,
maybe
maybe
he's
like
off
if
or
you
something.
just have like screenshots, maybe when he's back, we would hear from him. Like if you can just have like screenshots of the different outputs of the what the puzzle looks
Okay,
like, what the something
okay.
looks like, what an AI achieved. That graph, so you can just able to screenshot it. Like so, it's easier to document, and somebody that wants to check it does not have to go to the site and like check it out. Maybe just very short explanations. I know that's extra work, but
No,
what's it
no
called?
problem.
Like document and
No problem.
posterity. Yeah, thank you so much. So if gift back, gift, can you see yours? I don't think so. He has left the call. When he's back, he will clarify. Bright, you wanted to speak.
Yes, I did, but I think my network is still terrible. I don't know if I'm audible enough.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I was wondering, um, if we have, let's say, some of the powerful models and they perform this way, when you're trying to aggregate them to the AGI level, um, what does this interpret for, let's say, what they do currently? Does it mean that there is now a sort of limit to how far they can actually, let's say, move forward when it comes to AGI? I know AI is doing well, but I mean, how do I even put the question? Let's say this is a form of theory, interpreting what, let's say, testing AI like on a new
Let me
level.
rephrase the
But
question.
if they are not meeting up, if they're not meeting up with this, sorry.
I guess this is happy, so we can go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead. Time is going, sir.
Oh, okay. I mean, like, if they're not meeting up with this new level, does it interpret that there is a limit to how far we can push the idea of AI or the concept of AI
Okay, that's a good question.
or AGI? Yes, you can go on, sir.
Um, so how will I put it? Actually, no one can say for sure because we have not reached the limit of AI itself. This is just a new benchmark. So now no one can. Let me give you an example now. There is something called hallucination. Hallucination is when you ask AI, like ChatGPT, you ask ChatGPT a question, and for whatever reason, most popularly, maybe he lacks sufficient information or knowledge to answer the question. He decides to instead hallucinate instead of giving the answer. Instead of saying, I don't know, rather. or I can't get to a reasonable conclusion. So you can ask ChatGPT who is, and the answer is usually totally unrelated. You can ask ChatGPT who is the current president of Nigeria, and it can tell you John Cena. And that is like totally off. Like, it's a terrible answer because John Cena, if you don't know him, is a wrestler and a celebrity for WWE. So a better answer will even be maybe Donald Trump or President Buhari, who was a previous president. But now giving an unrelated answer is now why the term is coined hallucination, because you just give an outright atrocious answer. And now, based on the science or mathematics behind AI, it's actually impossible for AI not to hallucinate. So every model comes with hallucination. So it can be reduced, but it cannot be stopped. And hallucination is not a trait to human beings on a normal day. So now that is one limit to AI. So now back to the, will AI ever become AGI with the current models? No one actually knows. We have not pushed AI to the limit. So maybe it can become like AGI. But so far, there is no evidence of that. Our current AI model is actually closer to um, text completion, or like those word suggestions you see on your keyboard when you're typing. So yes, I think I answered your question.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Jordan, for this very engaging interactive presentation. I would like us to move really now, because we are running out of time, and I don't want this meeting to extend past 8 p.m. So please, you can stop sharing your screen. Right, are you able to present now?
I hope so. I'm actually handicapped when it comes to the network issue because my entire, how do I put it, location is really messed up.
I'll share my screen and you present from your end. So Gift, I saw your hand is raised. As I share my screen, please just, you can speak.
Yeah, I was
We
saying
get
that, can I present now?
Oh yes, you can. Please go ahead. Quiet. This time is going on. Like, let's try to be very fast so we don't sleep here today. As we're enjoying it, we'll eventually start getting tired. And at that point, I will stop the presentations. We'll continue next week. Because there's no point listening to something just for the
Okay,
formality.
can you guys hear me now?
Yes,
Can you guys my screen
please.
also?
Yes.
Okay, I hope you
After me.
follow the time today. This 7:21. Okay, so by 7:31 I should be done. So good evening, everyone. Yeah, I'm talking about AI, media, and the creative economy, and basically this is like a brush stroke of how the research is going to look like. Yeah, so this is basically the topic. So the next slide. Yep. Yeah, this is now the global context and the creative disruption. Let's go into it. So yeah, on a global scale, and creative economy contributes about 2 million to the growth of that particular economy, and then gaming being one of the outstanding dominants. I mean, talk about what Jordan just did there now. That's part of what is giving the creative economy space and income revenue. And a lot of people one of this popular game, COD, a lot of people spend time on it, and actually some people actually spend money, and that's how people do get, they are creating revenue for, I mean, the gamers, the gaming industry, and those are part of the creative economy. That's on a global scale. And then talking about the African context, talk about how creative economy is in Nigeria. Talk about the Nollywood impact, how that the Nigerian film industry currently employs about 1 million citizens, and that contributes about to the 2% of the national GDP. So, and also we have democratized innovation, meaning that there are digital tools now, offering low entry barriers and that's full-stack collaborative graphic development. Basically, what this is talking about is the actual infrastructure, the actually tools that are like easy to access in terms of the creative economy in the African context, even though not purely this thing. I will talk more on that next slide. Yeah, this is talking about the VFX and the film, the post-production. That's the VFX is basically the visual Jesus. I've forgotten the name. Wow. Visual something. Okay, visual effect. Wow. That doesn't look like a nice abbreviation, sha. Okay. Visual effect. The visual effect. Visual effect. It's not corresponding, but okay, I'll take it that way. Visual effect. Visual effect and film.
Is effect is effect now.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
I think you're correct, but I was just looking at why we did give visual effect to that kind of abbreviation. But no problem, sha.
For it.
Okay now. So basically, visual effect and film production was like basically very slow. Take for instance now, before the advent of AI, you know, movie production takes, I mean, a lot of time to edit. Imagine all those your take for instance, I don't watch movies these days. I think the last movie I watched was Jesus. Okay, let me see, talk about the one I can remember. Fast and Furious. Now all those Fast and Furious, type of movie. I mean, to get you know, all those lies they give us, all those things that they give us, to get all those driving drift, all the lies that they give us, most of them are actually take time to edit. Like some will actually sit down to edit it for every second that we play. In fact, some even edit millisecond, like show you the amount of intensity that is like work is done on it. So they spent that much amount of time post AI, I said post AI, before the advent of AI, and really they spend a lot of money. They spend a lot of money to pay all those video editors. So with the advent of AI tools now, I mean production now seem a bit easier, and according to what is here now, it can speed up about 10% to 15%. You can make about 10 to 15% reduction in timeliness, and then also making the market, more, you know, money generating, like revenue generating. So the South Korea scaled its creative content export by 4 billion in 4 years by the targeted visual effects AI post-production investment. And also the global visual effects sectors are projected to scale from about 10 billion to about 25 billion by 2030 because of the advent of AI. That's meaning that they won't have to pay a lot of guys to work unnecessary work. So yep. Now I think I missed the slide to Jesus Christ. Okay, let me see if I can go back. Okay, yeah, I can go back. So yeah, this is the connectivity bottleneck. So wow, talking about how the creative economy is going to leverage on this. I said how Africans are going to leverage on this creative economy. We have about no Africa now in low income nations. They have about just 1% of 5G coverage, and 5G. You can overemphasize the fact that 5G is needed for, very good internet connectivity. I was just looking at the importance of 5G. Like, I was just, when I saw this, I was like, bro, how does 5G like affect it, and how does it even correlate? I was able to find out that 5G actually makes your prompt, like, it gives your prompt a bit of quality. In that, if you ask it like the amount of pipelines that I don't know how to explain it, the amount of pipelines that the network connectivity gives your prompt is much more than the amount that your normal 4G gives your prompt, and that's giving room for very nice effectiveness. My time is running, I need to run soon. So talking about how Africa can involve this into Jesus. Okay, I think I have like 3 more minutes. So how Africans can, involve this into the ecosystem. Talking about the intellectual property gap. So now there are copyrights. The copyrights are basically laws that are guiding your content, laws that are guiding your. Imagine if you write a book now, the copyright law states that nobody should like reference your book without properly referencing you. And if you get what I'm trying to say, nobody should use your content without properly referencing you. If there are such cases, they actually sue to court. I think that was one of the basic issues we are now having in AI now. I think it was last month. This month, what am I saying? Last month, this month. I'm not so sure. Was it whether it was Anthropic or Google that a book guy sued because of piracy? It's like due to their generated content, were using some of the content in their like book without referencing them to be like the author one. That was actually a standing, and according to what I read, the guy is actually winning. There was also a case, I think it was middle last year, around August, about Anthropic, and someone sued Anthropic because of something of this sort to piracy, that Claude was generating something from his own this thing without referencing him, and then I think Anthropic actually lost the case and they paid the guy about $1.5 billion. So that's like a lot of money it is costing the AI industry, just not properly referencing people. My time is going very fast. So let me just look at this policy framework now. So basically, this is the curation paradigm. Okay, so we hope to promote the human in the loop creation workflow, meaning that we hope to involve more quality and cultural sovereignty where there are human experts to add and refine most of all these, judgments AI generated assets. Basically, most of the content that we used are not like originated from AI itself. They actually got it from somewhere before they can now give it to you. And without properly referencing, without a proper policy to reference most of these works, everybody will eventually end up using pirated things. So more like basically the policy should include human in the loop, meaning that there should be human to fact check what AI is checking and provide reference to it and refine it if possible. So establish regulatory rules and all that, blah blah blah, deploying digital watermarking and clear transparency rules to combat high fidelity audio or video manipulation. Deepfakes, deepfakes is something I just skipped for the purpose of this, because deepfake is, I don't want to enter deepfake, because if we enter deepfake, it's going to take a very lot of time. So I hope to enter it next week, talking about how it affects the creative industry now. So on my next slide now. So these are now just comparative. This is my last slide. So is it my last slide? Yeah, this is my last slide. So let me just talk. How many minutes do I have? Jesus, my time is up. So let me just. Hello, can you hear me?
Just complete this slide.
Okay, So basically, comparative policy benchmarks. These are just like how countries are faring with response to the creative economy. For the United Kingdom now, there are AI opportunities. They're planning for the AI opportunity action plan, and then how they plan to do this is by promoting scale cloud computing assets and public model. And their aim is to boost domestic tech sector. Let me just read through and I'll explain. European Union, the EU Act and SMA strategy, removing 50% of operating red tape for small firm and close global investment capital grants. And then the Gambia, the digital economy plan, the targeted copyright protection and transaction security frameworks and minimize statutory legal gaps. Latin America, and then natural person IP doctrine, strict statutory barriers, treating AI as an eligible co-author. So basically what this is talking about is how, sorry for that. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can still hear you.
Yes, we can still.
Someone was trying to call me. So so basically what I was saying was that currently now what the UK are trying to put into effect is how to make sure that computing access and public models are being promoted, and then they hope to boost their own is just boosting the tech sector. Why the European Union are planning to close in on capital investment and all that, that's what all these policies are about. So now talking about the Gambia actually, I read about this digital economy plan, and then it was basically talking about how that, I'm not sure, I'm thinking now that they are the African country that if yes, Gambia is an African country. I hope I'm right, I hope I'm right. Let me confirm that first.
Yeah. Gambia is an
Okay, yeah.
African country.
Yeah, they are the African country with this copyright and protections law. And they actually did it in 2023, just before, just immediate at the advent of AI to curb all these kind of legal issues. And I feel like if other countries employ something like this, take for instance now Latin America, they are basically saying that AI is not an author or a co-author. Like you cannot put reference and come and write Google Gemini.
Hello, Gift. Can you hear us? I stopped hearing you. Mm, I imagine that he has a call now. Let's just wait for him for a bit. I'm still waiting for him to join back. He just left the call. I imagine that he's trying to join the meeting again, so he can conclude his presentation and we can go to the next group. Wow, man, we still have 2 subgroups left. So, we can see Gifts. Once he's back, he will just vocally continue his presentation. Daniel, please go ahead to share your screen, and we'll pick up from where Gift left when he's back. Is he back? No.
Yes, I think it's back.
Gift, you don't have to share your screen again, except if it's going to be very easy for you to do. But kindly just conclude the presentation
I'm not sharing it again.
at the need of time right
Yeah.
now.
I'm not sharing it again. Sorry for that break. It was my network. I basically experiencing a network issue. I'm currently in the middle of a village. Okay, so yeah, back to what I was saying. Let me see if I okay, yeah. So basically our AI has become, AI generated content has now been some people now use them for reference, and according to the Latin America. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
According to the Latin American, what they did basically was to make it clear in their what's it called? You see, they are in their legal codes now, in their legal framework is that AI is not an author or a court to reference. So I believe this is like a recommendation for other African countries to, follow suit in order to, prevent people from having such most of all this piracy issue and, a lot of issue like that. So I think that's where I'll stop for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'm sure you have something extra for us next week regarding this. This was an awesome presentation. Please, are there any questions or feedback for him before we go ahead to the next one? Any feedback, corrections, additions, subtractions, and multiplications? All right, I believe there are none. Daniel, please go ahead to share your screen for your subgroup. I'm really impressed by the presentation so far. Daniel, I had a peep at you guys' slides. I was seeing 16 slides, or is it 15 pages? I was just looking.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
I'll
say we
rush
cap
through.
at 10 slides, including opening slides and conclusion.
Wow.
So effectively 8 slides. So like, share your screen, share your screen.
Okay.
This is also something we
Sharing.
can do, right? So we don't just like lose the intellectual meat of it. Maybe you can cover like half of it today, and then we'll do the rest next week. Or if you think the time will be enough to go over everything. Yes, so that we can still enjoy the presentation. I know everybody's getting tired already. It's almost 2 hours
Real,
now.
I want to watch World
real,
Cup.
very. Yeah, I want to
Exactly,
watch
right.
World Cup.
So please just do like half of it. Like just come like look at it, split it into two, and we'll continue from there next week. Please let's also be joining sessions early so we can start on time and finish on time.
Okay.
Yep,
Well,
yep,
this
yep.
news favors me. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, so my presentation, my topic for today is on AI policies regarding education. I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes, and we're going to talk about how lecturers and students use AI and what it does to critical thinking. The second part, which is what I researched, is the second part. So I don't know if I'll present on it based on the recent instructions. So let's see how it goes. So this is just the overview of what's going to happen in this presentation. We'll cover the use of AI in the classroom, widening divides between countries based on the AI developments, the effects on cognitive development of students who use AI in education, policy directions for this specific issue, and infrastructural gaps. So section 1 is on AI in the classroom today. So I'm going to start by talking about how lecturers use AI. Sorry, let me close the door of this place. Right now, lecturers are using AI in educational design and research and for administrative efficiency. So some ways that lecturers use AI is it helps them to draft their lesson plans and organize coursework. It helps them to do research. So this has to do with scanning literature, summarizing findings, and finding papers. It helps them make exam questions, helps them proofread and check for plagiarism. So yes, this is quite self-explanatory. And then administrative efficiency. The thing that really helps lecturers is that AI can help them automate their repetitive, non-teaching related tasks. That's what pedagogical, I don't know how to pronounce it. That's what the word means. It has to do with teaching. So anything that doesn't have to do with teaching, AI can help them automate it. And that gives them more time to actually teach students to AI also helps them tailor feedback to individual students. Let's say you're in a Nigerian university, you have like 500 students, you're teaching general studies or something. AI can help you tailor your feedback to each student if you care to give them that level of effort. And then AI helps you adapt assessment formats without manual overload. So I guess it could help you set exams again. So these are just some of the tools lecturers lean on. You can see these are just a bunch of popular things. I think all of us as students here, so we've heard of all of these. I've personally used everything here: ChatGPT, Gemini, Grammarly, Turnitin, Notebook LM, and Google Scholar. Okay, I haven't used Google Scholar AI, sure, but these are some tools that are used for AI in education. And if I reach the second half of my slide before 10 minutes elapses, I'll explain why this is not the best. But let's see. And then also in section 1, how students use AI. We as students use AI for intelligence tutoring. So AI can give us personalized help. There are some ways that you can ask questions that before you'd have to craft the perfect query and put it into Google and hope that someone has asked a similar question before, or you'll have to use your own intelligence to synthesize the answer to your question. But now you can literally ask AI with all your grammatical errors. You can ask like 3 paragraphs of sentences to AI and it'll answer you. And it basically plays the role of a tutor for you. AI can also be used to translate resources into local languages. All of us are fluent in English, so we may not be facing this problem, but I imagine for people that aren't, AI can help them translate their teaching into their local language, and it makes it more accessible to them. Yeah. So next thing is effects on cognitive development. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to move on. So AI is actually a double-edged sword in terms of education, because on the positive side, it does help you think. If you prompt it the right way and you don't just give it your work to do, AI helps you think critically and reflect on your own assumptions. So this is a critical thinker. But if you don't tell your AI not to hold your hand, it will just do the work for you. And then at the end of the day, you won't learn anything. You'll just get perfect answers. And even if they're not perfect, you won't care to check because you're already using AI to do work for you. You don't really care if the work is correct or not, that kind of thing. So these are the problems with AI in education for students. And then this is just a quick diagram showing the relationship between what you use, how you use AI, sorry, and then the final result. If you use AI in an unguided way, you will offload your cognitive tasks to AI. But if you use AI in a guided way and give it structure, you can engage with it reflectively and it will help you in the long run. Section 3, infrastructural gaps. So we're already halfway through. Sorry, I think I'll just try and cover everything. Yeah, even sound teaching runs into
Hello, Daniel.
uneven physical and hello?
Hello, Daniel. Are you sure you don't
Hello.
want to stop? Because I'm trying to see how we can take the presentation for the next group too. Just for we call
Oh,
it a day.
okay. Yeah, no.
But do you want to finish it?
I have no comms. I can stop.
All right then. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please guys give Daniel a round of applause. Thank you so much. Well, by chance, if we still have time before 8, then we'll go ahead. So, Bright, I specifically stopped Daniel here so that we could take your presentation before we go. So I'll just share my screen. I'll share your slides from my screen here. Might not be in presentation mode though. Or let me know if you can see it. But if you need me to like turn it around, do let me know. Can you guys see my screen? Bright, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I cannot
Okay.
see your screen now.
You should be able to see it. Can you see it now?
Um, I no, I'm seeing. Is it Daniel's screen? I'm not seeing your screen, but I'm seeing some.
Is that the same
No,
for everybody?
it's not.
Yes, I can see someone's screen.
I'm seeing section 2 of
Not yet.
the previous presentation. Uh, no. I cannot see your screen.
What do we do about this one? Or would you present this next? I just felt like it was really right that you finish the work and
Yeah.
you should like get to look at it today. But if these technical issues are not resolved, you can just wait till next week when
Yeah.
things are more stable. And I'm
All right.
also want to make sure we finish by 8 because of time, man. Right, it's your
I
call.
understand,
What
sir.
this week, next week, should we still try and share the screen? Like your call, man.
Okay, I think I'm just seeing you. I'm just seeing your screen, but I think the time is already against us.
Do you want to present today or we should wait till next week? Like, just give the word. We still have 10
I
minutes.
will wait. I think well, I'll wait next week. I'll wait next week. I would have a better network by then, hopefully.
You sure?
Yes, I will.
So how do we handle
I
this
will.
week? Will you be making 2 presentations next week, or you'd go deeper on this one? Like, how do we go about this? What do you suggest?
For the sake of this, I think I'll just go deeper on. I was actually thinking of how do I put it? How other sectors of the African economy are being affected by the data protection laws that are going on. That's let's say, for example, the fintech, I don't know, some other sectors that exist out there, how they are being affected. The various, sorry,
Can you hear me? Can you see my screen now?
I can hear you.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can see your screen.
You know what? Just run us through this in 5 minutes. Like, just give us a brief overview of what it's about in 5-10 minutes. Not up to 10 minutes, Trevor. Let's try and work around 5 minutes. Then, if you want to go deeper on it this coming week, you can. If you want to pick a new topic this coming week, you can. Whatever you choose to do. But yeah, like just share with us. You don't have to
All right.
follow the slides.
Can I confirm?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry?
I can hear you. I can hear
I can
you.
hear you. I can hear you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Basically what we covered this week was data protection laws and strategy in Africa, and we found out that there has been let's say some couple of data protection laws in various African countries, and we decided to do a bit of different process. We picked let's say 5 major, or should we say we picked 5 let's say obvious countries in the continent whose data protection laws and strategies have reflected quite well on other African countries. Not like we were segregating them. Then what we did was we looked at how their laws are playing out, and we looked at how would I put it, how decisions they made around how they protect, or how they consider data, how those decisions, what they translated to. So countries like I think was it what was that country again? I think it's Kenya, right? Okay, Rwanda, I think Rwanda or Kenya. They decided to put in data within their, how do I put it, their country. Nigeria, South Africa, what's the neighbor again? I think it's okay, Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria, South Africa. Yes, these countries allow some level of flow of data within and outside their borders, and but in essence, what it's simply saying is the way countries consider their data depends on mostly how they want it to affect their economy. So countries like Nigeria, South Africa, these countries are the economic powerhouse of, let's say, their regions, and data is very essential to their digital life, digital economy. So we kind of wanted to see something like, how do I put it? Um, there, let's say this is what is actually happening in the African continent currently. Is you have various countries with various ways of how they interpret data protection, but there is no like unification in like how this data something is supposed to work, data law protection is supposed to work. So um it's even kind of difficult, I feel, for some let's say countries, or sorry, companies, to even maybe walk around various economies. So that's where we looked at institutional capacity and harmonization. So we looked at the sovereignty versus the flow tension for some countries, and we actually
came to some few recommendations that there should be, let's say, harmonization in the various laws that actually currently exist. Then countries should kind of have a form of unification in how they carry out this data protection. A few countries are doing well currently. Some African countries are actually neutral to this, and we had, I think, 5 policy recommendations. Africa's data protection landscape is no longer one of intention. It is a landscape of active law, active regulators, and in Nigeria and Kenya's case, active enforcement, which is very true. I think more information are in the slides. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Bright. Thank you so much, Bright. Thank you for that presentation.
Hello.
Oh my goodness, my mic was muted. So you guys have not been hearing me since.
Yeah,
Can you hear me now? I've been talking for like 2 minutes now. Yes, I was saying, Bright, thank you so much for the presentation. And I believe that people can always go back to the slides to read up more on it. But the overview that you gave was quite concise. So I wanted to address us briefly before 8 p.m. because like I really want us to keep to that time religiously. This is also a reminder to us to get to the sessions on time so we can start on time and finish on time. Yeah, that's just by the way. Let's also try to keep to time in our presentations because it dominoes across the entire schedule for the day. And if Ezekiel or Jason rather was around to present today, we probably would not have any other presentations. And I did not like how we have to rush the last 2 presentations. And the reason why I would not have let them still go ahead to present, and I rather like just have them just take us through it again next week now, because I place more priority on the work we have done, understanding the work we have done, and sharing the work we have done, more than ticking a box that we have worked this week, right? That's really the core of the experience. I could even go far as much to say that for the teams that, even though I don't think I want to say that, but then, like, if it was that serious, for the teams that were not able to present properly this week, they will not work on anything this week and will wait till next week to get their presentation before they work on something else. Then I think it's time to let the cat out of the bag. I and Jasmine are working on a game week for us, like a fun week where we would not do any research that week, just have some like fun activities. We'll just have like some fun activities on the group chat and all. But that will not be this week, sir. That will
Sorry,
be the
what do you mean
coming.
by fun? Sorry.
Whatever fun is to you, we'll find the fun and give it to you. And just
what do you think we mean by fun?
Like, there's no fun virtually. That's what I'm trying to do.
Whoa, we'll prove you wrong. There's fun virtually. Fun can be done virtually. Yeah, so it's also going to be like some games and some like challenges or something. It should have been this week, but then we are still putting our heads together. So I don't even know. I think I should make that call. So Daniel, Jasmine, and Bright and Timlen will not be doing any work this week. So we'll take their presentations again next week. Or they can do something. You can pick a topic this week and then you walk through it next week. Like you walk through this week and next week for that topic. I think that's a more responsible way to go about it. So you take a topic this week and walk through it next week, because I realized that if the break that we want to take, if it comes in abruptly, it's going to interfere with the schedule. So we have to like gradually press pause on things and then continue after the pause. Right. So you guys will please still pick a topic for this week. You can choose to do it together, you can choose to do it separately, however you choose to do it. Still pick a topic for this week. go through with it. Let us know what the topic you are working on is, and you work through it this week and next week. So next week is going to be the game week or fun week or whatever it is week that it's going to be. So please, if you were fortunate enough to do your presentation today, so Bright and Timileyin, so you can still pick a topic this week, but you won't be presenting that topic next week. You'll be presenting the topic you presented today. You'll present it again next week. And that's because I place more priority on us actually understanding the work that has been done. And maybe Jordan too could like just help us document the what's it called? AI, AGI, AI test, something. But I think I would find the topic to work on this week. So next week I believe Jason will be doing better. So we can take presentation from him, take Daniel's presentation again, and take Gift's presentation again, and take Bright's presentation again rather. So that's how it's gonna go. This Jasmine, if you can help me like type some of these things on the group chat, just so people that are not here can follow and people that are here too can follow after. I'd appreciate that. So yes, guys, that's it for today. Once again, I want to stress the importance of posting online, post on LinkedIn, post on Substack, post on Instagram, post on Twitter, post on whatever you used to post, but not your WhatsApp status. Just post it out somewhere, put the work out somewhere. So that if somebody asks you, oh, let me see what you have done, you can copy the link and send it to that person. You don't have to be like sending the document to that person. I really appreciate our commitment. I appreciate our drive. And I'm very grateful that we keep showing up every week. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. People that want to go and watch the match, go and watch the match. And let's see if the goats actually goats today. Yeah.
I beg, oh, the goat should lose.
All right, guys. Yeah, have a good night. I really love the presentations today. I loved them.